Ooh. You already know what it is. This is Ace of Cross Culture, and we are on episode number 54. That's 54 of ATAS, Across Time and Space. So I'm gonna let my co-host get into it. Go ahead, give him that intro.
Well, hitting the notes. It's like, it's your boy TPC Japan back with another episode of ATAS, Across Time and Space. As he said, it's episode 54. 54. 5-4. It feels good to be here. We're coming up on 60, which is the beginning of the second phase of life. I'm excited.
Second phase of life.
I'm glad to be over here on Cross Culture. I'm glad to be here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Tunes, whatever y'all listening to, man. It feels good to be back. Thank you for clicking my story. If you accessed us through our Instagram, there's a story about ATAS, and a story about. Okay, well, all right. So if you follow us on Instagram, there's two pieces. There was a little bird that said hello. There's a crow. Look, there's a video of a crow that I recorded last Sunday, and it said hello. It looked at me straight in the face and said hello. Can you believe that? Have you ever heard a crow speak?
Yeah,
you ain't even on Instagram like that over at Cross Culture like that.
Oh no,
you might not have seen it.
Definitely not. But I do know that crows can mimic so many sounds. Like
that's true.
Almost like parrots. Yeah, it's a little scary because somebody trained a crow during the pandemic to talk and stuff, and it's like, ooh.
So that's what I thought when I saw this crow. I was looking back at that crow's history. Like at some point in time, in another place, another space, a foreigner probably taught you how to speak English. Like this crow must have thought that if I come in contact with a foreigner, I need to speak to him in English. If it's a Japanese person, maybe that crow would speak konnichiwa, konnichiwa, you know. But it looked straight at me, and I was wearing all black, and I am black, and I had a black hoodie, and looked and said, "Hello." Hello? And I was like, yo, is that for real? I will show you right now. Is that okay? Can I show your audience?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, bong.
Hit it one time.
Is that wow?
That is.
Is that wow?
Creepy. I don't like the thought that crows can speak because they're a very ominous bird.
You're looking straight in the face. I mean, as you can see, like that was wild.
We're not talking about Demon Slayer anime, you know. The crows in there, it's like that's how they talk to each other. But I would Quote the Raven Nevermore. Like you got some Edgar Allan Poe type joints. It's like, I'm here to tell you. No.
Yes. Gotta tell you, across time and space, there's a message for you. All right.
We got
hello.
We got somebody checking in. WPL Water Pulse Laser checking in. Crows are mad creepy. LOL. You know what? I have to agree. Crows are pretty creepy. I don't want them talking to me. Like I'm not about it.
I wouldn't. I don't really like birds talking to me in general. But
birds in general.
Hey, Costa Rica, nevermore. All right, maybe not again. But yeah,
WCW
so I'm hoping that goes viral, along with the link over to ATAS. Yeah, thank you all for coming in, listening close. Come around the campfire, get your s'mores, open up your pores.
We're gonna give you some more.
Yeah, to the core, keeping it raw. Hey,
pick up your jaw.
Don't try to snort.
We're gonna stop because we go all night.
Yeah, that's because his rhymes are poor.
For that, you need to pause.
What? Oh, wait a minute. All right. What are we reading?
We are reading Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari.
It's not
Chapter
Harari Noah Yuval?
7.1. No, Yuval Noah Harari.
That was part of the rhyming thing.
Oh gosh, no! See that? You trying to bring me back in? Man. I try to get out, and he keeps trying to pull me back in. But this chapter, woo, man! For those who can see the title, maybe you're just listening out of habit, but the title of today's message, or not message, I won't say message. The podcast for today is The Human Uprising. The Human Uprising?
Some folks just clicked and said, what is that supposed to mean? Up till now, who's been running the show?
So we're going to talk a little bit about what Mr. Harari has kind of brought up in this chapter. And it's a little crazy. I don't want to hit on too much, because this chapter is what, 2 hours and 5 minutes?
He comes out blazing.
2 hours and 5 minutes worth of fun. But we're going in 30-minute chunks. So if you're following along with us, maybe you didn't get to read yesterday or what have you, definitely going to be able to join us. Yuval Noah Harari, Homo Deus, Chapter 7, Part 1. So the first 30 minutes if you're listening by audiobook. Script. Link in the description.
Check out the description below. We're giving you a whole
trial.
2 months. 2 months
free.
Yeah. And we get a free one. Right?
Yeah, if you click that, then there's less money coming out of my pocket. I mean, we're not sponsored or anything. We just feel like it's a pretty good resource, especially if you're trying to expand what you know. So there's not only books, audio books, but there's like papers, PDFs, so many different learning opportunities. Music sheets. Yeah.
Man, some on your guitar. You know.
All of this music and everything. It's pretty.
They got manga coming up too.
Get out.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah. It's somebody's got to say
Crunchyroll ain't got nothing on this.
I'm saying, man. Yeah, we don't have Crunchyroll over here in Japan.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's from here, so it's just like there are other companies that are already making money off it.
Just go to Akiba and pick it up.
Yeah, come pay because it's available in your region. If it's not, fine. Have your Crunchyroll and eat it too.
Have your Crunchyroll and eat it too. All right, so this chapter was talking about humanism, but we haven't really gotten to the meat and potatoes, as it was. He's kind of setting the groundwork. So one thing that comes up, or a question that I had, was does religion equal peace? Because in the previous chapter, we were talking about how religion in society, when society was first starting out, it was kind of the backbone. Hey, don't treat people like that. Hey, be respectful of people. Don't steal, don't kill. And it was, it is what the U.S. is based off of. All the laws are based off the Ten Commandments in one way or another. And that's just how it is. But I pose this question: does religion equal peace?
Nah, man, no, religion doesn't equal no peace. I'll tell you one thing. Look, economic stability equals peace.
Oh, mercy.
All right. And religion will tell people how to act so they don't mess up your economic flow. Don't mess with my money. All right. Take your 10%, don't give it to the church or tithe it. What was it? Deuteronomy? Was it Deuteronomy I was reading? Or I want to say Deuteronomy chapter 14, 15 about tithing earlier
probably
today.
Not 14.
I want to say 15. But it was like, all right, this is 10%. All right, like set it aside for these certain group of people, Levites and whatnot. And yeah, like that idea, religion will tell you not to get greedy, right? Because greed will mess up the economic situation, and the economic situation is where the peace comes from. In the U.S.,
the love of money is the root of all evil.
I mean, you know, it's like
no. It goes along with you said, like, don't get greedy. You know,
yeah, don't get greedy.
Tithing, it's like, okay, well, that's my obligation. You know, I'm not gonna try to keep it all for myself. You know, this is my obligation. That's true. You know, so religion can help you have peace with your economic situation too. If you are poor, well, blessed are the poor, because they will inherit the kingdom of heaven. Well, come on.
Okay. So if you're poor, I'm saying, like, religion will help you cope with the economic situation. The economic situation is what people have peace over, and it's also the thing that people go to war over if they don't have it.
Too true. Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, religion tell you how to act. Religion helps with peace. Religion times economic stability. Religious times strong policy.
Okay.
Social policy.
Socio-economic policy.
Socio-economic policy probably equals peace. And the lack thereof. Yeah, I mean, so right now in the States, if I can just comment on that just a little bit, it's because of the lack of economic security that people have, that they're clinging to their like traditional religious points, and you know, and that's why it feels like we're ready to go to war with the other side, whatever the other side is.
Yeah.
What is it? LGBTQY other plus whatever.
Really?
I try to go with music right there, you know. But it's like this is all other. And I don't care about none of that. I just want my family to be good economically. Just want to be good. I don't care about none of that. That's what a lot of people feel.
The issue here, I mean, it's crazy because a friend of mine said that they were listening to a Republican politician, and they happen to be part of the LGBTQIA plus.
Yeah. Oh, you did it. Oh, I see what you did there. You can say it properly. Thank you. I'm not ignorant, folks. I'm not ignorant. Trust me. I'm just. I can't speak well.
Look. All right. So we had this. Just a quick sidebar. We had this thing at work, kind of like a sensibility training on LGBTQIA plus, and even the person who is the head of the LGBT resource center says that they do not know when somebody comes through the door if they're going to use new terminology or if it's something that they don't know. So if anyone's listening out there and it's like, I just can't keep up, even the people who are part of the alliance cannot keep up. So don't feel like you're slow or whatever, as long as you're not bashing people. Don't bash people at all. Please. But jumping back, my friend said that they were listening to this politician, and that's exactly what they were doing. They were bashing LGBTQIA. It's like, they're like, we're gonna take down the LGBTQIA alliance, and you know, this and that. And it's like, wow. So where we are in a time where we say that God is no longer our compass. He's not part of our morals. It's we've had the Great Awakening, so you know, we're knowledgeable, so we don't need the crutch that is God. And this brings up the question, you know, Nietzsche. Yeah, Nietzsche. Straight up, you already know Nietzsche. If you don't know, look him up.
Nietzsche.
Is God dead?
Was that a question for me?
Yeah. I mean, when I pose a question, that's usually
that's for
unless
me.
somebody in the comment section wanna type.
I mean, the good book would say Jesus is risen. Is risen.
Is risen. Yes.
What, alive like humans are alive? You know, the question on the banner, folks, is God dead? That means, is God in the land of the dead? No, because that's not where he goes. But is he born like Father, Son, Holy Ghost? It's such a huge question. He's not born of someone now. You know, he's the beginning and the end, Alpha and Omega. He's above life. So he's not a dead.
He's not
entity.
a dead.
He's not
re-dead.
But is he dead in the sense that dead from the conversation? Dead in the human subjective sense? There's an African proverb that'll answer that question. When people forget that person's name and forget what that person was like, they forget his qualities and forget his voice, then he's dead.
He's dead. Until
that point, he exists in the hearts of the people. So is God dead to all? No way. God is being born. And unless God is forgotten from all of our collective memories, he cannot die. Can God be killed from all of our collective memories? Do we always need a deus ex machina? God or gods? Do we need gods? Do we need to know that there's a higher power? I'd say we do. So God can't die, even if he wanted to.
I mean,
the idea of a God.
The same proverb that you stated, the movie Coco came to mind for me because, you know,
Coco.
Literally. Have you seen the movie Coco? Disney movie?
I'm in love with the Coco.
What do you know about that? What? Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The movie, right?
We took the movie. Yeah. No. Because that's a song. Like that's a whole thing. But the movie was.
I know it's a song.
The Mexican afterlife story.
Oh, not that.
So yeah, that's very close to me now because I married a Mexican woman.
Yeah.
So the Day of the Dead, people hear it and it's like, whoa, I'm not trying to be down with any, worshiping the dead and all of that stuff. It's literally supposed to be a day where you remember those that have passed on. And yes, you make an altar, but you have pictures of family members that have passed on. You put their favorite foods, things that we're interested in, so that you do not forget about them. And in the movie, you can see that when one of the main characters is forgotten about, he starts to fade away. So he's not even in the afterlife anymore. He just becomes nothing. Yeah.
So what is the afterlife? What is the afterlife if it's not the place that we collectively believe that the person still exists?
I guess you just, become energy. I don't know, because I mean, but that's not my belief system, so I can't really answer that particular question about that particular afterlife. But
I wasn't saying that. And you guys can go back and listen again. But this place that we collectively believe that person goes after they're gone. I'm not saying that our belief makes that place exist, but Mr. Harari would. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like collectively, we believe that there's a heaven there, and that's why it's there in our minds. And then when people fade away, they're no longer in that place because we don't believe that they are, because we don't even remember them at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a brain fart.
I mean,
Very
it's
hard. Very hard to keep track of that.
but it does ring true that if we don't believe, if we're not saying that we do believe and wanting to keep that person's memory alive, they will die. And that's just how it is. You know, I don't know my great I don't know my great grandfather, and nobody has passed along any memories of my great grandfather. But I know God because I have experienced him for myself.
Right.
So do I believe that God is dead? No. Do I believe that he's dying? Yes. In this,
from our hearts.
In this sense, in the collective hearts of many. Yes. Because we are in the midst of the human uprising.
I like how you did that there. Man, I'm getting chills underneath my hoodie. I got an icy blue hoodie on, guys. San Francisco.
Ice blue?
San Diego.
San Diego.
That's from your coast.
Yeah. It's just a little ways away.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Like, is he dying from our hearts, right? So there are those who don't start with the memory of having had him in their heart in the first place. You know, if you don't come up in the faith, then you establish your whole identity and everything, you know, as a grown person coming up. It's just like, who died for what? What are y'all talking about? You know, I'm going where? Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. All right? Like, what? Yeah, I mean, I don't have the benefit of that, of understanding what that's like to be on the other side of the fence where none of the programming, none of the memory implanting, you know, as my brain was being developed, I always had big brother, father, you know, holding on to me. At least that's my understanding, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't like be outside of that. So it's just, God can't die in me because even if I erase him, there's a shadow of him. And if you erase the shadow and erase the person, then the image behind that, Samsung users, when you try to, you know, like remove an object from a picture, there's a hole left, right? And you don't know what existed beyond that person. And it can't, you know, the AI can't link the image together because it doesn't know what it looks like without it. Right? It has gravity. God has gravity in your consciousness. And if you erase that gravity, now you have a black hole that nothing can fill. Your sweets, alcohol, video games, whatever you want to call it, anything you try to put in that void where God was, it's not going to fit. It's an anchor.
So there's a writer, I can't remember their name right now, but they said that there's a God-sized hole in all of us that we try to fill. And the only thing that can satiate that God-sized hole is God. But we try video games, we try women, we try alcohol, we try drugs, you name it, any vice. We try to social media. Oh my goodness.
The likes.
Lord. The likes. Let me just get some likes real quick. Let me just scroll.
So good.
And
10,000.
Oh, YouTube about to send me a play button. Let me get my mind right. And it's fleeting. Like honestly, truly, it's fleeting. You know, and we try to get these feelings. So we let our feelings kind of denote who we are and what we do. And one of the quotes from the book is a big one.
That's a big one.
What I feel to be good is good, and what I feel to be bad is bad. And that's taken from Emile by Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
Okay, that's where I got my middle name from. That Jacques. From the same place. But that sounds very biblical. You know the verse. You know the verse that you probably got that coming up. You probably got it coming up.
I don't have it coming up, but because
it's
not. No.
What was it?
Because no, that was Paul that said it. But you're thinking of the good I wish to do, I do not do, and the bad I wish not to do, I do.
Yes.
But this right here is saying, if it feels good to me, then it's good, and if it feels bad to me, then it's bad. So now, like, what if somebody says and comes up and says, "Oh, you know what? I like to unalive people."
Unalive.
You don't say the other word because YouTube will take your video down.
Word.
I like to unalive people, and that is how I get my kicks. That's how I get my jollies. I like unaliving people.
Okay.
So that in that instance, that person would say, "That's good. This is good because it makes me feel good." Even though there are laws against it, even though you're tampering with so much, this person could have a family, this person could have children.
Right.
But because it feels good to me, therefore it's good. That's what this quote is saying. And I feel like there's a huge issue with that. Because if we, I don't want to just harp on sin and God and religion, because it's so ingrained.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have the right to pursue happiness, right? As long as it doesn't impede on somebody else's life. And that's, to me, big. Because I'm not just going to say, well, you know what? I want to perpetuate the AIDS virus. There was somebody in the I think about 2007, 2008. He was called the AIDS man, trash man. And
what's his story?
He named himself that. And he would have unprotected relations with women. And he knew that he was AIDS positive.
Oh, man.
And he would go out and he would have like nice cars, nice clothes. And it's like, oh yeah, come home with me. And he would get into doing it dirty.
He'd spread his STD.
Spread it on purpose. Not like accident. Oh, I didn't know that I would. No, on purpose.
So here's the thing.
What's up?
What I feel to be good is good. If what I feel to be good is good, then I go ahead and do my good thing. But it's in fact bad for everybody else. Do I deserve to be in prison or killed? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think. My goodness. Deserve to be? Can I say passively? I'm sorry, YouTube. Should I get
deserve
the
to
chair?
Be unalived?
Unalived?
Just say unalived.
Terminated?
Oh, jeez. That's crazy.
No. But I mean, like the death penalty. I want to discuss the death penalty a little bit.
Jeez.
No. I mean, because that's the thing. That's a thing that's debated. That was debated just a couple of weeks ago. I was the judge for that debate. High school kids talk about this thing. It's important. All right. In our countries, these developed countries where we talk about, we're, above this and above that and transcending time and space and all this good stuff. But at the end of the day, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, Hammurabi's code. Are we above that?
Everybody toothless and eyeless.
Toothless and eyeless, blind. Oh, that was on time. I think there was no lag there. When we say, if what the person doesn't realize, if they don't feel bad about doing something that is bad because it impedes on everyone else's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, like it destroys other people's lives, then you have to use or confine the person and go through different steps of psychology and talk to them in order for them to feel, for them to be rehabilitated. Can people actually be rehabilitated? Can a program be, fixed? If it can't, then they need to stay in prison and rot. Basically, just take them out of society so that society will run on people, run with people who understand these are the rules. Stay within those confines. If people can't be rehabilitated, if they can't be rehabilitated, is that the purpose of prison? To rehabilitate them, Get them to realize that what they feeling is bad. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You got something coming up.
So that should be the purpose of prison. But in America, it's not.
It's not.
I mean, if you look at the Netherlands, the prisons over there, they're made in such a way that they look like apartments, you know, and you can cook and you clean, and it's made to be like not a retreat, rehab. That's supposed to be rehabilitation.
Yeah.
But in America, you're put behind bars like you're an animal, and you're treated as such. And there's a whole thing with privatized institutions for prisons and how they are wanting to get minorities in, and the whole system is pretty corrupt. I just saw a video of somebody getting 34 years for robbery. Black man getting 34 years for robbery. I don't know much beyond that, because that's all that the video had. But unless it was with a weapon, you wouldn't think that it would be 34 years. Even like, you would have like grand theft auto or grand larceny for it to be that high. You're not just gonna get a candy bar and not pay for it and then 34 years. So I don't know, but given the track record of America and black people or minorities just not being treated as citizens, it's scary. Because I just told somebody, I think last week, that I'm afraid of cops. And it's not like all cops in every situation. But I grew up with cops. I grew up around cops because I grew up in the projects, and the police in the town of East Hartford, Connecticut, actually had programs, not just DARE, but like they came into the projects with a school bus and was like, okay, come on, we're all going here, or we're all going there. We're going up to the Bronx Zoo, you know. Like
up to the good things. Go to the zoo. Scared
like,
straight.
Hey, we're all gonna have this summer program so that, you know, everybody can come out and, you know, have some fun. Things like that. So my vision, or not my vision, but my picture of police has always been a positive one. The image that I have of police has always been a positive one. But then you grow up and, you know, you lose the blinders and you see everything that's going around you. It's a little scary.
Officer, I thought you were a nice person. You're going to take me to the zoo. I have a question. You know, are not you, but would you say another person in a very similar situation as yourself, and growing up background wise, that person be more afraid of the police than they are of God?
Well,
if I do this, God is going to... No, I'm not living in fear of God.
I mean, but
if I do this, the police are going to...
That's a whole thing, because it's not supposed to be that way. But
it's not supposed to
be. So many.
My goodness.
Religions, Christian, even just Christian religions, is like, whoa, better not do that, or you're going to end up in a bad place. It's like, that's not the point of Christ's love. Like, he wants that nobody ends up there. Like, it's not supposed to be for anybody human to end up in. But if you hate God, is spending eternity with him going to be enjoyable, or would that be punishment? You would call God a tyrant if you said, you know what, I know you don't like me, but you have to live with me now. Only me, like, only be in my presence for the rest of your known intelligence. Like
Yeah.
you would say, whoa, that's horrible. I don't want to serve that God. Well, if you get to know him and you like him, then you get to spend the rest of your being with him. But if not, and you don't, then you won't. I mean, it's a choice that we make.
It is a choice, you know. And I think you sidestepped the question marvelously there, but and I'm not. It's okay. It's okay.
It's sidestep on purpose.
No. Well, David's Psalms, chapter 128, just the first verse of that. Blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. All right. I mean, fear.
Taking the words too literal.
Fear is what it says.
Yeah.
I know
that's what it says.
It is what it says. It also says, you know, that your wife, down in verse 3, your wife will be like a fruitful vine in the very heart of your house, and your children like olive plants all around your table. Don't take it seriously unless you need to. All right.
So the thing about the word fear in the Bible, it's not talking about being afraid.
Reverence.
Yes.
Don't sin. Don't you go sinning like you think.
No.
Everything is cool. Don't you go sinning like you think everything is cool.
Finger.
I'm talking to myself in the future or across time and space. All right. Don't you go acting up like everything is cool. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Don't act up. Fear and
what
love.
It comes down to is the fear, the respect God as the easiest way to put it. Respect, not fear. Just like the word awful shouldn't mean something bad. It should be full with awe. Like, oh, this is terrible. Terrible has also changed meanings from the original context. And that's the thing about language, is that it's all made up and it's ever evolving, you know. Just look at the word fat. Never existed. P-H-A-T. And fat, F-A-T, was not talking about obesity. It was being out of practice originally.
Fat?
So it's
F-A-T?
Fat. F-A-T was like, oh, you're out of practice, therefore you're fat. And then it became like, oh, you are obese because you're out of practice. You're not doing it. So there's a whole, I like going back and seeing the original context of words and all that. But it's not so you think I have to be afraid of this God, that I have to look at the things that are in the Bible and not govern myself by it. So the last question I have here is, do we direct our moral compass, or do we let our moral compass direct us?
If you don't look, if you tell the compass that this is north, and then you tell the compass that, you know what, this is north, and you start walking in a different direction than what you were walking before, you telling the compass what to do. Why you need a compass? Like, the compass is supposed to come with you and pass along the road. All right. If it's not with you, telling you which way is north, then why don't you just tell yourself which way is north? You know, Mr. Know-it-all. But then again, you need. I think we need a companion on the road, coming from the same place. I'm riffing on that etymology. All right. I think we need a companion to come with us on the road, because sometimes it can be lonely, it can be dark. And I mean, it's really hard to do this without God's place in my mind. But I think humans need a God to walk with, one way or another. We need a God or a guide. DUID.
Yeah, I got
Y'all
you.
riding with me. Y'all riding with me. Right? We need somebody to ride with. And we can't just be changing the guide all the time. So you know what? I think we choose our moral compass, and it's best to stick with it, see where we are after a certain period of time. When you look and say, you know what? This is not prosperity. This is not where I need to be living. My life is worse having used this compass. Toss it. Toss. Throw it in the wind. All right.
Wow.
Throw it in the wind. And find something that's going to help you get to where you're trying to get to, the top of the mountain. If your compass is taking you south and you're in the northern hemisphere, you need to stop.
Okay. Well, I mean, the way that I see it is that your moral compass is there to direct you. You know, if you purchased this compass, you know, and you put stock in this compass, and you're saying, okay, it's supposed to point north. And then if for whatever reason it's not pointing north, then yeah, you need to toss it. If you feel like
if you're not listening to it though, you're not listening to that compass, and you start walking and ignoring it, don't get mad at the compass, yo. All right,
for real.
Make sure. I'm sorry, I mean to interject there, but yeah.
No, I mean, but what it boils down to is that if you say that you're a Christian, or you say that you're Buddhist, or you say that you're any number of religions, or you say that you're atheist, you know, there's going to be something like that's the thing that kind of governs you. And if you say, I don't think that the Bible is saying this, even though it's there in black and white, you know, all the preceding verses and the verses after it support that one idea, and you're just like, nah, I'm going to interpret it this way. Then you're letting yourself, who is fallible, direct the compass versus letting the compass direct you.
Yeah.
It's the what do we discuss? Ooh, must have been like 10 episodes ago now? Cognitive dissonance? No, it wasn't that long ago. Cognitive dissonance. So when you come up with against these new ideas and they shock you to your core, it's like, do I continue what I was doing, or do I do what I now know is right? Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. Because if you say that you're going to follow the direction of somebody, you ask somebody for direction, you say, you know what, I need to get to this place, how do I get there? And they give you the directions and you stray from it. Who's then at fault? Come on.
You're wrapping up with you. That's the message right there. Right?
I'm not trying to jump into it anymore. As you can see, those who are with us on YouTube can see that we're wrapping up right now. It's just food for thought. Definitely make sure that whatever your compass is, that you follow it. That's what I can appreciate about the Buddhist way of thinking. It's like whatever path to enlightenment you seek out, follow it wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Period.
Come on. Yeah.
Don't just talk about it, be about it, you know?
And don't just sit there on the fence and not having made that progress day by day, like, you know, or just going in on Sundays and every other day of the week. Because look, we were talking about John. I'm gonna wrap up, but I'm gonna make sure I mention John right here. John chapter 18 verse 27, or chapter 15 verses 18 to 27. It's saying, trying to get rid of this evil in our hearts, right? But it's like, how do we get rid of that evil? Long story short, open up that word day by day, let that Holy Spirit guide day by day. That's what it's saying. But is that what we're doing on a daily basis? Are you actually straightening this thing out, or you walking your own line every other day of the week, and then you go in and say, okay, I'm listening, I'm sleeping, whatever. And then, oh, this isn't working for me. Man, wrap that up. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, yo.
All right. You already know this has been Across Time and Space. with your boy Ace of Cross Culture.
Throw it up.
Until next time, stay prayed up. Be blessed. What you got for him, TPC?
I mean, look, listen. If you have been listening on any of these different platforms, go ahead, take it back to the beginning. You know, if you were doing something before, now it's time to go ahead and give it another roll. Get yourself a pen, a pad, and write it down. It's your boy TPC Japan telling you that that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Peace.
Peace.